Hello and welcome to today's LOL Esports Roundup. If you watched this live view earlier, sorry I had to leave early. I had put on the stream "Be Right Back" fixing oven. Well, fixing the oven took a lot longer than I expected, and by the time I got back, I ended the stream. I will be live viewing Wednesday. I don't anticipate having to fix an oven at 3 in the morning, but who knows. Now, for the games, we had our 5 LEC games. I watched these two live, watched the highlights of these two, and then 2 times this, because that was the situation. I'm 29-8 on the year. I was 3-2 today, after going 10-0 days 1 and day 2. Heretics and SK. SK coming in 0-2 would get the win over Heretics, who went 1-1. DOS was my MVP on Renata. Exakick led the way for SK, going 7-1-9, 35% of damage. And Irrelevant on a Camille went 7-4-7 in top lane. Yankos had the most damage for Heretics, going 3-5-7 with 29% on Maokai. So, going into this matchup, the bot lane was something to focus on. We had 2 young bot lanes. Which bot lane was going to perform? And Exakick and DOS did it. They had a 2v2 kill. Exakick being very, very impactful. Now people might say, well, it was on a Zeri things. 100% Zeri things occurred in this game. That is without question. But the 2v2 kill when Zeri is still not online is a valid thing. Jack playing Varus. Varus is also meta. Sorry, I thought I was hearing something. I was like, oh, I think it's raining. Sorry, it kind of caught me off guard. I'm like, what the hell is that sound? So the bot lane did very well. Eevee did do very well against Irrelevant in the early game, getting a solo kill on Kesante into Camille, but Irrelevant ended up becoming relevant by the end of the game, obviously, as you can see here. Yankos he ended up getting the kills in the early game, so I guess he went AP. It didn't work out. SK getting the better of Heretics. And that's a valid win, as Heretics, SK, BDS, and Astralis are in those bottom 4. Now, Excel against BDS. BDS could have won this game. And so Excel is kind of creeping their way in there, which is unfortunate. Going into the year, all these pieces, but it's that super team mantra, right? You sign all these free agents. Let's see how it goes. Let's get all these pieces. It's not working. It has not worked. So, going into it did work. I mean, they won, but I didn't put win down there. I don't know why I didn't. Excel 0-2, 21st in my power rankings. By the way, power rankings will be updated tomorrow. BDS 1-1. Excel did not deserve to win this game. Neither team deserved to win this game. Vethio MVP. Patrick 3-6-7, 35% of damage for Excel. Xerxes 4-3-5, the only player on Excel with more kills than deaths. Crowny 7-1-6, 35% damage on BDS. This was a classic case of a team that doesn't know how to win. And I say that respectfully. I think Excel ended up getting a soul, right? So they couldn't win a team fight for the life of them. Excel could not win a team fight, but they were out macroing BDS all around the Rift. And in the end, Excel wins because they out macroed them. They had the soul. They were able to get 2 elders and just were able to get it done eventually. Just slowly but surely choked them out in like a 45-minute game. And like I said, it was just BDS had the advantages. They were winning fights, but they couldn't do the right thing when they needed to, and they couldn't get a win. Crowny's played fantastic in all 3 games. His Jhin was good. His Caitlyn was good today. I think he played Caitlyn yesterday. Played a very good game. Crowny has really impressed me in his return to LEC and definitely changed my tune a bit on how he looked the last time I saw him. But nevertheless, BDS now 1-2, but they are more competitive than we thought, or Excel is really this bad. Vethio MVP, like I said, on the TF, he started actually doing things in the very late game that were impactful, and really spearheaded their comeback in the latter stages of the game. I will say, I think this game went as long as it did because Vethio on a TF did not do anything in the early game. Vethio is a very, so his numbers are great, right? The CS is high. They're just like, his damage numbers are good. Like he's a very lane focused 1v1 sort of player. So like, and very carry oriented, but on a TF, you become a facilitator. You are no longer that carry. And the best players can do both. Like Caps can do both. For instance, we're talking about the LEC. Perks can do both. Vadio needs to be able to do both. Sorry for hitting the mic if that, did something to your ears there. But the TF needs to do something in the laning phase because he's against, I forget who was across from him when it came to champion. Maybe Akali? I think it was Akali. Like, Akali can get around the rift pretty good, but TF needs to make something happen. Rise needs to make something happen. You have an advantage in the laning phase. The opposition does not with your ulti. You need to use it. You need to use it to get an advantage somewhere, somehow, whether it's a kill, whether it's getting to a turret, to take a turret when the other team can't match it right away. Like, doing something. But he really didn't do anything, and that stalled out the game, made his pick pretty useless until it finally came online. He was at like 6 items at the end. Like, it was, like I said, it was hard to pick. Neither team deserved to win. Honestly, it was an awful, awful game. Frankly, Crownie probably should have been MVP in a loss. G2 and Astralis. G2 14th in the power rankings, 2-0. Astralis 0-2. G2 win. Their draft was absolutely beautiful. You had a Karma, Kindred, Zac, and then the bot lane. I think it was Varus, Ashe. I know it was Ashe support. It was Varus because Hans didn't deal a lot of damage. I remember now. Yike ends up being MVP. 10-1-6 on Kindred. 28% of damage. Caps 8-1-7 on Zac. This jungle mid duo is disgusting. Bo and Perks are as well. We have a rookie and a mainstay. Sorry. I had cat hair or hair in my mouth. The jungle mid duos on these two teams, it is a crash course right now. And I feel like everybody gave Bo a lot of love. And Bo is doing great. We'll get to Bo. Bo is doing fantastic. Yike is doing just as well. He is playing exceptional League of Legends. Some people, told me he's good. And I'm like, well, we got to wait. I'm going to wait and see. The numbers check out, but let's wait and see. So I did the same thing with Bo. And they are performing at a high level. They really are. Caps on Zac looked fabulous. This is a pick that he'd been working on even before Worlds, and some people thought he'd pull it out. He didn't, but it was very viable today. Karma top on Broken Blade. Broken Blade proving that he can play multiple different things. Dajor led the way for Astralis, 2-6-0, 28% of damage. G2 are really, really good right now. That's going to be reflected in my power rankings tomorrow. And it's just, like, Yike is really, really, really good. He is good. That's a thing. So Koi, 15th in the power rankings, 2-0. Fnatic, 0-2. Fnatic needed this win before they went 0-3. They got it. And it wasn't clean. Koi threw. But Fnatic were able to pull it out. Razork, 2-1-10, 34% of damage on a Maokai. Humanoid, 6-1-6. On a Jace mid. Finally, we get a Jace mid. Jace had been buffed this patch. And not many Jaces we've seen, even in the LPL and LCK, where Jace is a fond pick of many. I think we've only seen it a couple times. But Humanoid did a lot of work on it in the mid to late game. Ends up being MVP. Reckless finally played a good game. They really came through in a big way. And honestly, Malrung played great in the early game. Got his team ahead on Sejuani. He was very impactful. But in the mid to late game, they just didn't get it done. So this is unfortunate for Koi, but Fnatic needed this. This was a must-win. Koi, Larson, 0-2-2, 28% of damage on a Rise. I mean, they just didn't get it done. Vitality and Mad Lions. Vitality 22nd in the power rankings, 2-0. Mad Lions as well, 2-0. Vitality win. Perks 11-6, 42, the highest number we've seen so far this year in damage on Azir. Perks, this is coming off, I think he played Azir in the last game. Absolutely disgusting. Bo on Vi, 6-2-7. Like I was saying with Yike and Caps, the same thing can be said for Bo and Perks. These two are really, really seamlessly dominating opponents. I know Vitality has hit some speed bumps, but it is not because of, I think, the top side of the rift. If anything, it's the bot side. Niski, 1-4-3, 28% of damage on like a Victor, I think. There's a little bit of a mess in the early game in the mid lane. Elyoya had some good moments on Wukong in this one, but eventually Bo took over, played a fabulous game, and Perks did as well. Like Perks, like I said, MVP. I mean, that is a lot of damage. It's a lot of kills on Azir. His shuffles were on point. This team is very good right now. I was telling somebody in the chat this past, just during the stream when it was on, I'm like, the LEC is an interesting case this year because, especially in winter, this is a change, a big change, right? We have single round robin leading into best of threes, best of fives, and the assessment of teams is going to be a lot different, right? We're going to figure out what these teams are made of earlier, how they can adjust, and how things are going to go in a best of situation is very different than in the past, and for the better, probably. I mean, like I went over the LEC and the LEC scheduling changes. I didn't have a problem with best of threes, best of fives. I had a problem with double elim. I think best of three, best of five is a very good way to handle this. The only actual issue I had was that the bottom two teams are going to lose a ton of money, and if it ends up being Excel who loses a ton of money, they are going to be in some trouble financially. But you got to give Mad Lions credit too. They're 2-0. It's not like they're 0-3 or something. They are also playing well. So that's it for the roundup today. There won't be a members only video. There's no predictions. Tomorrow there will be 3 videos. We're going to have the power rankings, top performers, and then the roundup. So if you haven't hit the notification bell, you should. So that's a thing there. I'm just doing all those videos on Tuesday. There are no games, so it makes sense to do that then. And then going forward, I want to do the power rankings on Sunday night, so maybe next week it'll be Sunday night when I do it. But either way, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, become a YouTube member. $3 a month will support me, and you get a badge in the comment section. $10 a month, you get my predictions. $29 and $8, you'll get my predictions the day before the games come out. In the meantime, what else am I going to do? What else is there? So members only. Discord. You want to do predictions yourself? We have a thread for that for all the games. We keep track. Predictions. There's MVP voting after games if you'd like to do that. There's pre-game voting if you want to talk, have a post about what you think the most interesting matchup is. We're doing stuff like that. Follow me on Twitter. And I think that's all my spiel, so thank you for watching.